Welcome to Cora's Cottage, where things are homegrown and handmade. I started my journey in town on a small city lot where I grew a garden and preserved most of what I grew. While I was in town, I continued to learn kitchen and other homemaking skills. However, recently, my husband and I have had the opportunity to move out into the country. This means we have more space, and I will be expanding my garden and preservation skills this summer. I want to continue to expand my homesteading and homemaking skills as well. Follow along with me on this journey as I share what I learn. Having a nightly checklist to help put my house to bed has been one of the best adjustments that I have made to make my evenings and my mornings run smoothly. I find this is especially important on the nights that I have sourdough to make because I have a checklist on the fridge that I can follow and I know what needs done. This is also helpful because if my husband gets done with what he's doing and wants to come and help me in the house, he knows exactly what items I plan to do before I go to bed, and so he can just jump right in and help without having to ask. This works super well for us, and I really appreciate that he's willing to jump in and help. He comes in on the evenings when he's finished up whatever he's working on out in the shop in the evening, and he is getting ready for bed and sees that I'm still busy doing things around the house, then he'll just jump in and help me so that I can come to bed at the same time, or so we can have some time in the evenings to spend as a couple without kids and all of the other things that are going on in busy lives. This checklist has gone so well that I've started working on a weekly and a monthly checklist just for reminders so that I don't forget anything. Because I can even forget these things even though I'm the one who really would like to have them done, because there's just so much going on in life. This is especially true of things that only get done weekly or monthly, and so this just helps to keep me on track and gives me one less thing that I have to store in my brain and can just go about doing without having to give it too much thought. So first on the list is dishes. This means emptying and loading the dishwasher. Usually I empty it in the mornings, but sometimes if I'm doing a lot of cooking or canning in the kitchen, it will get to run a second time during the day. So I'll have to go ahead and get it emptied and then go ahead and reload it so that I can run it overnight. This means that I'm not sitting and waiting on the dishwasher to go ahead and wash dishes, but those dishes will be clean in the morning and ready to go. This is one of my biggest tricks that I have found really helps me keep my kitchen running smoothly, and that is making sure that I am having my machines work during downtimes when I'm not going to need what's in them. So this obviously applies to my dishwasher, but I use it with my washing machine as well. I usually set up at least one load of laundry in the evening. Sometimes I can get a second one through if I have a long evening and lots to get done. But either way, I have at least one load of laundry that is completely ready to go in the morning, hang it on the line, get it drying, and I'm not waiting on the machine throughout the day. Up next is making sure that my tea kettle is full for the morning because I like to have my dandelion root tea in the mornings before my daughter gets up, and this ensures that I can do that easily. Then I make sure to top off the AquaTrue if it needs filled up. For this, I just go ahead and rinse out the tank, make sure that I run some water through the valves, and then go ahead and fill it up. This is recommended on the machine, and honestly, this is one of the best purchases that we have made recently. I have been loving this AquaTrue and would recommend it to anyone who is looking for a way to make sure they're filtering any toxins out of their water. Then I go ahead and pop that back on the machine, and it go ahead and starts working its magic of purifying that water for us. Then it's back into the kitchen to wipe down my mixer and all of my counters. So tonight I obviously have a little bit of extra cleanup because I got flour everywhere while I was making bread, but that's okay. I clean up, I would say 99.99% of my own messes, if not 100%. So being a messy cook these days is just fine. I wipe down all of my counters, and then I go ahead and toss all of my towels into the wash or even the washing machine depending on how many I have. waiting to be washed. Then it's off into the living room to make sure that I close down the windows. I just pull shades at night and pick up the toys and reset them. My daughter does help with some of this, but this particular night she was ready for bed. We got the routine started a little late and it was just going to be a disaster to ask her to help pick up, so I decided I would just do it all on my own and we would practice again tomorrow. We're just starting to learn how to pick up our toys, so I don't mind doing this, and I keep a good toy rotation, so I'm not having to pick up tons and tons of toys every day. If I can't reset the living room in less than 10 minutes, there's too many toys and I thin it down, and then I just rotate through the toys so she always has something new. Then it's time to go ahead and fill up my diffuser so that it is ready to go ahead and run. I do plan to run it overnight because I enjoy having a very nice smelling living room in the mornings when I get a little time to myself before my daughter wakes up. I'm using a vanilla scent here, but I am planning to purchase a seasonal pack from either Purely Parsons or from Far and Wild. I haven't decided yet which one I'll be purchasing from, but they both have seasonal scents that I am excited to give a try. Then it's off to close up the final 2 rooms in the house, and that is our bedroom and our bathroom. So I'm going to go ahead and close blinds and curtains. If you're interested in these curtains and how to make them, I have a tutorial that I will link in the description of how I made these curtains. Then it's back to the kitchen to check on that checklist and mark off anything that I have done. And the only thing I have left is to fold laundry. So I'm going to pour myself a cup of kombucha that I can enjoy while I do that because I have a decently large basket to get through tonight. This particular kombucha is peach, and I have some mango that is sitting on the counter. I'm excited to give that one a try soon. Off to the bedroom again because I like to fold my laundry sitting on the bed with a podcast going or some of my favorite music and just relax. I am one of those strange people who finds laundry to be relaxing. First up, I have this fitted sheet, which I honestly find folding fitted sheets to be pretty simple now that I've figured out how to do it. I just fold the corners into each other and it comes out to be a pretty nice square. If you want me to film a tutorial, leave a note in the comments and I can do that for you guys. But I also find that this is one of my favorite things to fold, which sounds crazy, I know, but I think it's because so many people have told me over and over, oh, it's so difficult, it's such a chaotic thing, and I just like being able to take chaos and turn it into something that isn't chaos. So coming out with that nice little square at the end is like a little reward for me. And like I said, I enjoy doing laundry, so being able to conquer a mess of a fitted sheet and get it into something that is no longer chaos is quite enjoyable. Tonight I'm folding a big basket of clothes, so this means lots of little toddler clothes to just sit here and fold. But that's okay because the repetition is calming and relaxing. Since this is my last task of the evening before I'll get ready for bed, that is a great thing. I do have a lot of items that are going to have to go on hangers, so I just create a pile so I'm not running for hangers every 2 seconds, and I'll put everything on hangers at the very end. Then I just create piles based on whose clothes they are so that it makes it easier when I go to put things away. And I'll just hang out here. Sometimes my husband will come in and just find me jamming to my music, folding laundry. And he can never understand why I find it so relaxing, but there's just something about the repetition, I think. My final task before I can get ready for bed is to put all of these on hangers and get them into the closet. I find that my evening list that I go through and checking off the items that I've done really helps to, 1, keep me on track for the evening, and 2, set me up well for the next day. I know exactly what I need to do over and over and over again each night without having to think about it. Some nights, by the time I reach this time in the evening, my brain is just completely fried, and having the list makes it so that I don't have to think about what I need to do next. I just go to my checklist and see what I need to do. Now, some nights I don't have laundry to fold, or I don't have a load of laundry to start, or the dishwasher doesn't need to run, though that one is rare. But then I just check that item off the list. It's super easy if I don't need to do the task, but if I need to, it's right there and easy to do.